offering my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of beloved Bhagwan. I would like to share the experience of Professor H.J. Bhagia. Bhagia sir, as we call him. A very, very inspiring motivational teacher. Continues to stay in Puttaparthi. Every time I visit Puttaparthi, I make it a point to try and meet him. Just one moment with him and you feel Swami's love and energy. And how he came to become a teacher who continues to teach and guide students and mentor students is a fascinating experience. I would love to narrate it because it gives me thrills and goosebumps as I think of it. Bhagia sir has been brilliant all his life. A gold medalist, chemical engineer, worked in some of the top companies in India and abroad. But having done all that, had fantastic experiences. For instance, I think when he was in Amsterdam, if I'm not mistaken, when he was walking in the cold rain, he saw Swami walking beside him. He was walking because it was chill and he was not clothed well. To generate heat, he started saying Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, and he was walking. And beside him, he saw Swami walking, saying Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Phenomenal experiences he has had, all of which convinced him that this life is worthwhile only if spent for Swami. And that's why in 1986, he landed up at Swami's lotus feet, deciding that I will stay here and pursue my spiritual life. And what did Swami do? Swami made him a teacher in the newly started MBA course, the School of Business Management, Accounting and Finance that had started, I think in 1986 only. And that's how he became a teacher. And then, 1987 in Vrindavan, Swami gave him an interview. And in the course of that interview, Swami asked him what sadhana he was doing. And then Swami advised him, find out who I am. And Bhagia sir said in his mind, Swami, I know who you are. You are the Supreme Divine. You are the Paramatma. Swami said, no, find out who I am. So Bhagia said, what does Swami mean? Anyway, he came out after the interview. See, when Swami wants to guide us, when Swami guides us, each and everything that happens in our life is a message from him. We have to be alert to that, that's all. As Bhagia sir came out, Ratan Lal uncle comes to meet him. Ratan Lal uncle, it's from him that Ratan Lal auntie gets her name. Ratan Lal auntie, Sai bless her soul, passed away a few years back. She's been like a mother to Swami, cooked for Swami, has been with Swami from 1960s. Swami used to call her Ratan Lal Amma, Ratan Lal Amma. In fact, during his last few months in the physical frame, Swami used to refuse eating any food. But he would always relish what Ratan Lal Amma made, only what she made. He would relish and eat. Great soul, Ratan Lal Amma. Would like to take a moment to offer my salutations to her. I have fond memories of her, of she narrating stories of Swami even at the age of 90 with such joy. She would relish and narrate. My God, maybe someday we'll have a video of those incidents which are supreme and beautiful. Her husband, Ratan Lal uncle, he comes up to Bhagia sir and he says, I think you should read this book. And in his mind, Bhagia sir thinks, I don't want to read any book. I have come here to follow Swami. I will follow his words. I don't want anybody's book. But then when he sees the title of the book, what is the title of the book? The title of the book is, Who Am I? Wow! Can you believe it? He sees the title of the book. The title of the book is, Who Am I? He's like shocked because, hey, Swami said that just now. He said, find out who I am. And here's the question, who am I? Wow. That is when Bhagia sir realized that this question, who am I, is actually the spiritual quest for each and every being on this planet. To find out our true reality. And he started going into it. Oh my God. And as he says, he would read this book once every day. Meaning he'll finish reading that whole book once every day. And morning and evening he'll be meditating. Contemplating, who am I? Who am I? What's my reality? Who am I? That is how he would spend the entire day. Even when Swami returned to Puttaparthi, in Puttaparthi, go early in the morning, 6 o'clock, sit in the mandir when it opens. Keep contemplating on this question. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? He stopped running behind Swami. He thought, why should I run behind Swami's physical form? If that was what I needed to do, Swami would have told me to do that. But Swami has told me to find out who am I. Let me find out. This went on like this. One day, Swami wanted to go out somewhere. He summoned his car. As he came out of the interview room, he saw Bhagia sir was seated there. Bhagia sir didn't see him because he was sitting with his eyes closed, contemplating on his reality. Who am I? As he sat like that with his eyes closed, he felt a pat on his head. Opened his eyes. It was Swami. On his way, as he was walking, Swami had patted him and walked. That evening, something phenomenal happened. As Bhagia sir opened his eyes, his drishti or his vision had totally transformed. He was no longer seeing the world the way we see it. He was seeing the entire world, nay, the entire galaxy, nay, the entire universe within him. And in that universe, there was one body Bhagya as well. The bhajan hall was within him. Swami was within him. As Swami opened the interview room and came out, that Swami was within him. He was unable to explain what this experience is because it has to be experienced. If that was his difficulty, you can imagine mine. I am trying to explain the experience which he could not explain. But these are the things that caught my mind, that he's functioning at a dual plane, kind of like, yes, the body Bhagya is there, seated in the bhajan hall. But it's only the body Bhagya, because Bhagya is not in the bhajan hall. The bhajan hall is in Bhagya. The bhajan hall is in Bhagya, but body Bhagya is in bhajan hall. Confusing, right? For me also. But that's how it is. He doesn't feel the need to eat, sleep, even breathe. But yes, body Bhagya is breathing. It's supreme lightness, supreme joy, supreme peace. He's experiencing it. He's just going about carrying on all his duties. He's going and teaching in the class. But that's just like autopilot, without any emotion, without any disturbance, in absolute serenity. Every class is the same, because there is no bad class, good class, happy class, sad class, nothing. It's gone beyond emotions. Everything is within him. Cannot get angry on anybody. How can you get angry on anybody? Everything is you. I mean, it's a part of you. Can I get angry on my index finger? Can I get angry on my little finger? Can I get angry on my thumb? No, because it's me. It's me. I only have love. And that is the kind of feeling he's feeling towards everybody and everything in this universe. Wow. And this experience continued. Till one day, the body Swami came walking towards the body Bhagya and patted him. And as Bhagya sir beautifully puts it, he says, I returned back to abnormalcy. I returned back to abnormalcy. Because this world that we live in, the life that we lead is so abnormal. That is our true normal because that's our reality. I had got a taste of that reality, he says. It was as if Swami was telling him, that is only free sample. Now work for it. Work for it. He was crazed. Once you get a taste of it, he says, you will not want anything else in life. And I believe him because even though I have not got a taste of it, just hearing of how it tastes, I feel that I want it. I feel that, Swami, I want to feel you. I want that experience, Swami. That's all. I want to work for it, yes. And that is why I say we should start working for it, meaning start putting effort to see Swami in everything. Imagine, it's hard work. People will ask, how do I see Swami in bad people? If it's easy, then everybody would have done. No. How do I win an Olympic medal? Yeah, you practice. That's it. Practice, practice, practice. But I have practiced for 2 years, then practice for 3 years. But I have practiced for 10 years, then practice for 20 years. That's all. There's no other solution, no other shortcut. How do we learn riding a cycle? Practice, practice, practice. And when will I know that I have learned? You will know. You'll get balance in life. You'll get balance on the cycle. Same way you'll know because you'll get balance in life. It won't matter. The balance in life will not depend on where I work, on who is in my life or which person is in front of me. No, because it's an internal balance. When I am on my cycle, it doesn't depend, my balance doesn't depend on the road or whether the tree is there or it doesn't depend on anything at all because the balance is within me. Same way in life as well, when I achieve that balance, the balance is no longer dependent on anything external. It doesn't matter where I work, it doesn't matter how much I earn, it doesn't matter whom I marry, it doesn't matter how many children I have, nothing matters. It doesn't matter if I'm sick, it doesn't matter if I'm healthy, nothing matters at all. Nothing matters. I am at peace and balance. And we have to strive for it. It's the greatest gift. We won't get it free. Nothing comes free in this world. What then to speak of the greatest ever thing? We have to yearn for it, we have to work for it and practice and practice. There will be times when we get frustrated. There will be times when we shed tears and wonder, Swami, when is it going to end? What will happen? We have to hold on. Say his name, see his form. Hold on. When things are getting rough and you feel enough's enough, say his name, see his form. Hold on. Hold on, Sai Ram. Say his name, see his form. Hold on. When life seems so unfair and no one seems to care, say his name, see his form. Hold on. Hold on, Sai Ram. Hold on to Swami. Coming back to the story, Bhagia sir was so thrilled with this experience. He wanted more of it. Bhagia sir wanted more of this. So he began to focus and intensify his sadhana. Then came the summer course, Swami in 1990. Years passed this way with his sadhana. In 1990, Swami restarted the summer course in Indian culture and spirituality. For 30 days, every day Swami delivered discourses. Beautiful discourses on how to achieve this reality that we should achieve. It was not a coincidence. Bhagia sir was thrilled. Please do visit the summer showers in Vrindavan 1990. Or else, go to Radio Sai website and download the audio of a series called Shravanam Mananam Nididhyasanam. Brothers Sai Prakash and Prem, Bhagia sir has also participated in that at some episodes, have gone into the depths of this 1990 summer course. In the last discourse of the summer course that year, I think it was on the 1st of June, if I'm not mistaken, but anyway, the last discourse One of the final things Swami said was, even if the whole of life is spent in this meditation on your reality, it's not enough. And that struck Bhagia sir very deeply in his heart. He felt, what am I doing? Wasting my time. When Swami says my whole life in this meditation would not be enough. So you know what he did? Returned to Parthi. Swami was still in Vrindavan. He tendered his resignation to the principal. The principal said, what is it you're doing? Swami has appointed you. How can you resign? He said, Swami has only indicated me to resign. You can take this as the starting of my 3 months notice. Bhagia sir had decided, I want nothing else in life but this ultimate experience. And so, life continued. Bhagia sir spent more and more and more hours meditating and contemplating. Then Swami returned to Puttaparthi. Once Swami returned to Puttaparthi, something interesting happened. At that time, the registrar was Chakravarti sir. He came and called all the teachers and said, Swami was saying that all teachers have some doubts. He is ready to resolve them. Dear brothers and sisters, this was Swami's way of indicating to the teachers, ask for an interview, I want to grant you. That is our loving Bhagavan. Because the teachers themselves had no doubts as such. But because Swami had sent this message through Chakravarti sir, the next day all the teachers sat in the front and said, Swami, we have some doubts we want to ask you. Swami said, Bangaroos, come. Okay, if you have doubts, I'll answer it. Swami took them into the interview room. No, Bhagia sir was in a dilemma. Should I go for the interview or not? Because I have given my resignation. But I'm in my notice period. So I think I'm still, it's okay. After a lot of hesitation, thinking, just before the interview room door could close, he got up and rushed. And Swami was at the interview room door almost shutting it. Saw Bhagia sir. Lazy, Swami told him. Go. Then Bhagia sir looked into the interview room. Where does he go? It's filled. He just stood there. Swami entered and started walking in. When Swami walks, a path is made. So as the path was made right behind Swami, he also walked. Swami went and sat on the chair. He sat right at Swami's feet. Wow. Came in last, went into first. And that interview was a long, beautiful one. Many things were discussed. I would like to draw your focus to that point in time when Swami asked Bhagia sir, what sadhana are you doing? What sadhana do you wish to do? And he said, Swami, I wish to find out who I am. And that is why I have resigned, Swami. I want to resign and focus only on this. I don't want to waste time in worldly activities. Even as he said this, Swami's eyes became big red. And Swami thundered, Hey Bhagya, if you separate things as worldly and spiritual, even in 1,000 lifetimes, I will not give you what you are seeking. Mark the words. In 1,000 lifetimes. We get this human birth after 84 lakh species. 1,000 lifetimes meaning, my God, you can't even count. 84 crores, 8,400 crores, oh, billions of 84 billion years. My God. And Swami didn't say, you won't get what you're seeking. Swami said, I won't give you what you're seeking. Here is the granting authority. Swami said to him, my students are Maharishi Tattvas. And they're eager to hear. And you are eager to share. You will not get a better opportunity than this, where somebody is eager to share and they're eager to listen. Do that. Shower what's in your heart onto my students. I'll surely give you what you seek. Is it any surprise that even to this day, Bhagia sir continues to be a teacher, continues to motivate? I'm about to hit 40 years in my life. I still look up to Bhagia sir. His touch on my shoulder feels like Swami's touch. He continues to teach as much as he can, as much as he is allowed to. He'll be my teacher for life, and he's one teacher I send wishes to every Teacher's Day. But what he said is that we have to remember that if we separate things as worldly and spiritual, we will never achieve that beautiful state. That beautiful state sublimates everything within it. Everything becomes divine. Where is the question of separation? I read a similar experience of Paramahamsa Yogananda in his book Autobiography of a Yogi. In search of this bliss, in search of this God, there was a point in time where he feels that my master Yukteswar Giri is making me do all mundane, worldly stuff. Where will I achieve? I have to focus on spirituality. So he leaves his master and runs away to the Himalayas to do tapas. But then, I will not go into the details, so many things happen and he is not able to achieve, he returns back. And he is thinking that his master will now give him a nice scolding because of what he did. But no, Yukteswar Giri welcomes him, gives him breakfast, sits and talks as if nothing has happened, as if yesterday night they spoke to each other like that. And Yogananda is surprised. He says, aren't you upset? No, why should I be upset? I'm happy when you're happy. You were happy running to the Himalayas, so I'm happy. You're happy coming back here, so I'm happy. That is the love of the Master. That is the divine love. Swami says, right? Bliss is my food. Yes. Even if he doesn't eat, he used to not mind. He wanted us happy. When we are happy, he is happy. So after that, Yogananda is happy. He is back in the ashram. He continues his practice. And one day he is sitting in meditation. As he is sitting in meditation, he hears Mukunda. Now, Mukunda was his name actually. And his guru Yukteswar Giriji used to call him Mukunda. Mukunda! He doesn't respond. He thinks in his mind, Are, this guru doesn't know about that I'm meditating. What? Every time when I'm meditating only he disturbs. Mukunda! I won't respond. What? I won't. I'm meditating, he should know it. Mukunda! Guruji, I'm meditating. And Yukteswar Giri says, I know how you are meditating. Your thoughts are scattered there like leaves in a strong storm. Come here. He protests like that, he gets up and goes. And then Yukteswar Giri tells him, Papam. There's so much of compassion and love in his eyes, in the Guru's eyes. The Guru looks at him and says, You ran till the Himalayas and you couldn't get it right. Just pats him on his chest. And in that moment, here Here Paramahamsa Yogananda ji has beautifully described in his book Autobiography of a Yogi. Please read it. The exact experience that Bhagia sir had, he has. Everything he sees within him. He's gone into much more, 2 pages of description. Beautiful, but the summary is what Bhagia sir also said. It struck me that it's such a similar incident. He's in that beautiful state. And then again his master pats him on his head and he's back and, oh God, no, I don't want to come back. And Yukteswar Giri tells him, no, it's very addictive. You should not get lost. Come, let's sweep the room. After that, we'll go for a walk on the banks of the Ganga. Huh? Strange, right? A master who is able to confer that experience says, let's sweep the room. Swami, who is able to give that experience with a tap. If it's such a beautiful state, he is always in that state, right? Why should he talk? Why should he work? Why should he do Narayan Seva? Why should he walk? He used to go everywhere, even at the age of 85. Swami would sit in the car and go around everywhere in the ashram, checking if everything is fine or not. Personally, he would supervise. Because spirituality is not about separating this as worldly and this as divine. It's about reaching a state where everything is divine, because that is the truth. And once we reach that state, automatically we have peace. Automatically we have love. Automatically we have equanimity. We have everything. There is no problem at all. But yes, to reach that, it requires Shraddha and Saburi, faith and perseverance. May Swami give us the strength, the faith and perseverance to always seek Him in everything that we think, everything that we speak, everything that we do. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.